All right, this month, several businesses, including Little Caesars, are rallying together in support of this year's St. Patrick's Day Shamrock Campaign. The campaign is put on by the Muscular Dystrophy Association, which helps to fund new treatments for those with neuromuscular diseases. Here to show us how the campaign works and how you can help is Will Hamilton, spokesperson for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And we're joined by Jake and Claire Yipe, both of whom were diagnosed with Friedreichs ataxia, which falls under the MDA umbrella. Thank you all for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Keenan.
So Will, tell us a little bit first about the MDA Shamrocks Campaign. What is it? How do people help, and where does that money go?
Absolutely. The MDA Shamrock Campaign is in its 36th annual year. We've raised over $315 million in those 36 years. It is the largest St. Patrick's Day fundraising campaign of its kind. And the way that it works is customers on their way out of Kroger can buy a Shamrock for $1, $5, or $10, sign their name on the Shamrock, and then it gets put up so that everyone can see that they've donated to MDA and the great cause to help folks like this.
All right. And speaking of great folks like Jake and Claire, now you've both been diagnosed with Friedreichs ataxia. Jake, can you tell us what Friedreichs ataxia is and what it means to you and how you're living with it?
Well, Friedreichs ataxia, it's a pretty bad disease. Sometimes I get out of breath and I can't do other things that my friends can do, like sports and stuff like that. But also with this MDA campaign, it helps raise money, which will potentially find a cure.
All right. And Claire, you have been diagnosed with Friedreichs ataxia. How has it changed your life?
Well, I've been participating in a lot more clinical trials, and I was really sad, but then I learned about all the medicines they're coming up with, and now I'm pretty optimistic.
Wow, optimism, that is really powerful. And of course we know that mental outlook is really important for our physical outlook as well. So Will, what types of research does this help with? I mean, are we talking about, Claire mentioned clinical trials. Where are we with trying to solve the MDA puzzle?
Sure. All over the country, there are research programs in place right now. MDA provides grants to local research hospitals to do the clinical trials. As of now, there is no cure, but there are treatments. Last year alone, there were approved 5 new drugs, and those pharmaceutical help is it's really making leaps and bounds for folks.
And you mentioned, we mentioned that Friedreichs ataxia is in the MDA umbrella.
Yes.
So it's not a disease, it's a spectrum of diseases. Is that true?
Yeah, MDA covers 43 neuromuscular diseases.
Wow.
More commonly known, or some more commonly known, are ALS, Duchenne's, SMA, and then more rare diseases such as Friedreich's ataxia.
All right. And we want to thank you guys for coming out and joining us and sharing it. I was told that we have a special message that someone would like to send out. Jake?
Well,
did you want to say hello to your classmates?
Hello, classmates back at home.
What school do you go to? You guys are in your uniforms. You're clearly here before going to school. Tell us what schools you go to.
We go to St. Paul. It's in Grosse Pointe.
All right. And would you like to say hello to your class as well?
Hi, Missy Paris and Miss Elias's class.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much, Jake and Claire, for spending time with us this morning and helping to educate us about the Shamrock Campaign. If you see one of these Shamrocks as you're out and about across Metro Detroit, please contribute because it helps people like Claire and Jake and ultimately hoping to help us find a cure for the spectrum of diseases under MDA. Thank you so much, Will.
Thank you.
Appreciate your coming out here this morning as well. When we come back, we'll have a look at your full forecast.